In the dawn-lit halls of Buckingham Palace, whispers echo of a clandestine alliance. Sophie and Anne, with distinct vigor, unite in secrecy to confront Camilla. A rebellion is brewing beneath the bejeweled facade of the monarchy, an audacious ploy to prevent Camilla from laying claim to the Queen's most intimate treasures. What secrets lie within this pact that could shake the very core of the royal hierarchy? Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. In the hushed corners of the palace, where the light barely reaches, Sophie and Anne whisper their resolve, their eyes gleaming with defiance and years of guarded loyalty to the Queen. Behind locked doors, their whispered conversations teem with plans and promises an alliance born of necessity and apprehension. For amid velvet curtains and golden chandeliers lies a deep-seated fear. Camilla, with her growing influence, could unravel the delicate weave of trust and tradition that the Queen embodies through her cherished jewels. These jewels are no mere adornments. They are the essence of the monarchy's legacy, a symbol of fidelity and the spectral authority the Queen held over her subjects. To wield them is to wield the power and grace that the Queen so unwaveringly exuded. The meetings take place in the secluded wing of the palace, a fitting backdrop for their suspense-laden conspiracy. Shadows dance across the walls as Sophie and Anne craft their strategy, their voices a faint murmur against the silence of the grand rooms that stand witness to their daring plot. Each session is fraught with tension, not only over the potential discovery of their activities, but because the history between the women sizzles with past grievances and unspoken rivalries. Yet, in this arena, under the threat of Camilla's imminent ascendancy, those grievances are laid aside, for the stakes have never been higher. When darkness falls, the palace transforms into a labyrinth of secrets, where espionage hangs thick in the air. They send secret notes, skillfully concealed in letters and knowing glances exchanged in public settings, each bearing coded words of reassurance and further action. Hushed conversations are held in back rooms, away from prying eyes and ears, each word carrying the weight of their mutual stakes and hidden agendas. They tread carefully, crafting their machinations under the perpetual scrutiny of the palace guard, where every misplaced word could lead to exposure and ruin. Their meetings, clandestine and fraught with anxiety, soon become the heartbeat of their rebellion. It is not just the jewels they seek to protect, but the very memory of their Queen, revered and resplendent. Sophie and Anne, erstwhile rivals caught in the brittle web of royal intrigue, are united in a solitary purpose against a common adversary. In their pact, frail yet formidable, they find strength and witness the dawning realization of their daunting yet resolute stance against the encroaching storm that is Camilla's insidious rise. As the shadows of the palace corridors lengthen, the whispers of rebellion threaten to erupt into a scandalous storm, placing Sophie and Anne on a collision course with destiny. Within the luxury of her private sanctuary, Camilla dreams of splendor, a vision no less regal than her aspirations. Her desire for the Queen's private jewels isn't merely one of vanity, it's the culmination of years of ambition. But what is the true cost of such a legacy? And who stands to lose the most in her relentless pursuit of royal power? In the opulence of the palace, where walls have ears and shadows have eyes, Camilla's journey from societal debutante to the very heart of the monarchy seemed, to the casual observer, as foreseeable as the changing of the seasons. Yet her rise was no mere accident of fate, but a meticulously plotted course. Born into privilege yet adjacent to the crown, her eyes always gleamed with a lust for something more, something only a crown and its treasures could bestow. The jewels were not just gems, they were emblems of sovereignty, emblems she intended to possess at any cost. The symbolic power of the Queen's private jewels ignited within her a fierce determination, a singular focus that had been nurtured through whispered conversations in silk-draped rooms and the artful dodges of courtly intrigue. In these jewels, she saw not just a collection of rare stones, but the tangible essence of the triumph she yearned for, an irrefutable claim to respect and reverence. Yet, opulence came with its trials. The eyes of the world hovered, judging and scrutinizing, ready to pounce on any misstep. The palace, while a fortress, was also a cage where opinion mattered as much as lineage, and Camilla knew her every action fed the gossip machines both within and outside its stone walls. Amongst the murmurs and nods, Camilla danced her intricate dance, weaving a tapestry of influence through subtle manipulations and whispered promises. Her strategies were less a brash coup and more a steady eroding of barriers, a quiet revolution within gilded halls. She understood the power of patience and played her parts with the precision of a master tactician, each word a thread, each smile a binding tie, until her web encased many a key figure. Her relationship with Charles was not just a romance, it was an alliance built on shared visions, whispered in the quiet moments away from prying eyes. Yet, even within this seemingly solid partnership, there lurked shadows of suspicion, a wary guard against the pitfalls that seemed ever present in such a high-stakes game. In the corridors of power, however, friends could turn as swiftly as pages, and enemies often wore the guise of loyalists. Trust was a rare commodity, an expensive gem in its own right. Anne and Sophie, once allies, now tread uncertain ground, their loyalties pressed and prodded by Camilla's advancing machinations. Behind her polished smiles lay plans more ambitious and more perilous than any imagined. The jewels were a target, yes, but her quest to claim them hinted at methods shrouded in moral ambiguity, a path lined with hazards known only to her closest confidantes, if even them. As Camilla inches closer to her glittering prize, the tension mounts, drawing Sophie and Anne deeper into a web of intrigue that could unravel the very threads of the monarchy. Behind the velvet-lined doors of the royal treasury lies a legacy entwined with history and emotion. The Queen's jewels are more than mere adornments, they are the living embodiment of her reign. Hidden from the eyes of the world, these treasures whisper stories of generations past, carrying the weight of triumphs and trials within their gleaming facets. Among them is the legend of the emerald diadem, worn by the Queen on the day her destiny intertwined with her kingdom's fate. This diadem, gifted on her coronation, symbolizes wisdom and resilience, a testament to her rise from the shadows of doubt to the pinnacle of regal authority. As the jewels glisten beneath the dim chandeliers, they speak a silent language of cherished memories. The sapphire brooch, pinned carefully by the Queen's mother on her wedding day, sparkles with the tears of joy and promises whispered in the quietude of the chapel. It is said that when the Queen caressed the brooch, it was not just the weight of the jewel she carried, but the weight of her family's love, of vows shared, and of dreams only the regal can dare to dream. Within this haven of heritage, the Queen nurtures a quiet reverence for her jewels, each piece revealing layers of sentiment only a monarch can know. To the world, they are treasures, valuable beyond imagination. To her, they are fragments of her story woven into the regal fabric of her existence. The pearls, simple and elegant, were her constant companions through times of public strife and private sorrow, each white orb a reminder of endurance. Yet not all tales are retold. Some hold secrets long forgotten, like the ruby pendant, an emblem of reconciliation and redemption, gifted by a long-estranged sister who remained unseen beyond the palace gates. This pendant held not only beauty, but healing, casting light into crevices of the Queen's heart, where shadows once prevailed. Sophie and Anne, entrusted protectors of these precious symbols, feel a profound duty to guard this legacy with unwavering devotion. The weight of this responsibility is not mere homage to tradition, but an oath to shield the soul of the monarchy that is entangled with these stones. Each jewel serves as a silent sentinel, a keeper of stories that Sophie and Anne, with every heartbeat, vow to safeguard. A chilling ripple runs through the corridors, a whisper of what could unravel should these treasures fall into unworthy hands. If claimed by those who seek power over legacy, the very essence of the regal bloodline could be diluted, its history stained. As the weight of history grows ever more commodious, the pressure to protect the Queen's legacy intensifies, setting the stage for a confrontation that could redefine royal tradition. The monarchy's glittering surface hides a labyrinth of unspoken rules and decorum. In this invisible war, Sophie and Anne must navigate a landscape where every smile and gesture is loaded with significance. As they plan their next move to thwart Camilla, the constraints of royal etiquette threaten their very mission. Can tradition coexist with rebellion, or will propriety stifle their courage? Beneath the towering walls of the palace, a world governed by an ironclad code of behavior unfolds a world where every word whispered, every step taken, leaves a ripple in the great lake of royal conduct. Sophie and Anne move like shadows, carefully threading their way through established norms, a tightrope of etiquette stretched precariously between their present and their desired future. The very air is heavy, thick with expectations unfaltering as the stone from which the castle rises. The echoes of history seem to whisper in their ears, a constant reminder of the legacy they must uphold. Yet beneath those regal exteriors lies a silent struggle won not for position or power, but for the soul's freedom. For Sophie and Anne, this is the battle of a lifetime. They conceal their true intentions with practiced smiles, their hearts locked in a clandestine tug-of-war between loyalty to the crown and a deeper, more personal conviction yearning for release. Behind closed doors, tension manifests in the smallest of actions, a disapproving glance from a matriarch, a whispered warning from a trusted maid. These are the disquieting forces of caution, propelling their hearts into eddies of doubt. The palace staff and fellow royals become unintentional sentinels, their watchful eyes ever vigilant, breeding a suffocating paranoia amidst the regality. Each room feels thick, the very walls imbued with secrets, shared through subtle nods and fleeting eye contacts. Amidst this sea of suspicion, however, Sophie and Anne find whispers of support surfacing from the most unexpected quarters. Hushed voices in dim corridors where friendships forged under pressure promise allegiances that are as fragile and fleeting as candlelight. Still, the atmosphere is electric with tension as Sophie and Anne tentatively extend olive branches towards Camilla. The attempt is met not with reconciliation, but with stratagems more intricate than the finest tapestries adorning the palace halls. This diplomacy dances on a razor's edge, serving only to heighten the simmering tensions that bubble beneath the veneer of civility. Bitter undertones infringe upon conversations that once bore the warmth of familial rapport, merely another layer of complexity in a world compounded by tradition. As the mask of etiquette slips, the path to confrontation becomes inevitable, and the stakes climb ever higher, casting shadows over the palace's gilded halls. With tensions at a boiling point, the palace becomes a battleground. Sophie and Anne's defiance forces Camilla into a corner, prompting desperate measures. Allies turn foes, trust shifts, and alliances fracture. In this escalating struggle, the future of the monarchy itself hangs in the balance. Who will prevail as emotions run wild and strategies collide? The conflict begins quietly, seeping through the marble halls like a shadowy spectre. Every whispered conversation and lingering glance is thick with trepidation. It starts with the subtle chill in the air, the unspoken rivalry blossoming into open hostility. Sophie is the first to break the silence, her voice trembling with a fervour that ignites the flames of rebellion. She gathers family members, her words resonating like a clarion call as she pleads for unity against the imposing shadow of Camilla. Her impassioned discourse isn't merely for herself. It's a cry for justice and for the preservation of tradition. Will they listen? She wonders. Or is she to stand alone against the swift tides of change? In the heart of this storm stands Anne, resolute and unyielding. Her confrontation with Charles is a testament to her indomitable spirit. She questions the destiny of the jewels, sacred symbols of their lineage, now becoming pawns in Camilla's grand designs. Their conversation is a tempest of emotions, each word forged with the weight of ancestral responsibility. Charles finds himself caught between the legacy he cherishes and the ambitions of a new era that threaten to redefine it. Yet, beneath Anne's steely exterior lies a vulnerability that gnaws at the edges of her resolve. Doubt seeps in, insidious and corrosive. She wonders if this path is her destiny or a folly that might unravel everything she holds dear. Camilla, though, is not idle. Her desperation is the fire behind a tactical maneuvering that seeks to seize the crown's favour in a perilous gambit. Her attempts to fast-track approval for her claims become a ticking time bomb within the court, a ruthless game where the rules are ever shifting. Her desperation is palpable, driving her into shadowy corners where whispers of conspiracy and subterfuge echo with malign intent. And yet, in her moments of solitude, doubt creeps in, a spectre of fear that her gambit may falter, demolishing her aspirations in a single swoop. Yet as these titanic forces clash, a clandestine clue emerges, shimmering like a phantom hope. It slips through the court's fabric like water seeping through a crack, hinting at a hidden truth lying beneath layers of aristocratic intrigue. This secret, were it to be unearthed, could shift the balance, unraveling burdensome truths and binding destinies to unforeseen ends. As the fierce contest for control nears its apex, a hidden truth emerges that threatens to shatter alliances and redefine loyalties. Within the stately confines of Windsor Castle, a revelation ripples through ancient corridors like a forbidden whisper, altering the very fabric of the unfolding. Drama. The discovery of a dusty, leather-bound journal in the depths of the royal archives, hidden away beneath centuries of tradition, changes everything. Among its delicate pages is a personal letter from the Queen herself, penned with an urgency that speaks across the years. It is as if her hand reaches out from the shadows to unravel the past's tightly bound secrets. This single parchment, yellowed with age, challenges the very foundation of Camilla's claim and reframes what is at stake. This revelation is not just a discovery, it is a tempest. The letter unveils the Queen's profound insights, casting a brilliant light on her final wishes concerning the inheritance of dual symbols of power passed from generation to generation. Her words, clear and unmistakable, are a clarion call. The jewels, she decrees, are not to rest in the hands they were promised, but rather find their guardians in Sophie and Anne. It is a decision made in the brazen light of a mother's foresight, aiming to protect and guide her family even from beyond the veil of life. As Sophie reads these words, a tremor courses through her, resonating with both vindication and disbelief. The letter transforms her struggles, rejuvenating her spirit like a downtrodden phoenix rising from the ashes. Anne, steadfast and resolute, finds her composure shaken. Their paths had been fraught with so much lies, secrecy, whispers of dissent, and now laid before them was proof that the Queen had rooted for them all along, silently crafting a legacy of her own making. Camilla's reaction unfolds like a storm gathering on the horizon. Disbelief mingles with defiance, yet there's a flicker of something more, an unexpected shift in tactics, perhaps. Her voice, usually a blade of authority, quivers with the strain of recalibration. The stronghold she believed unyielding is suddenly at risk of collapsing, spectres of doubt casting long shadows upon her reign. Behind closed doors, whispers erupt into a cacophony. Secrets bred in the darkness now unravel in threads of truth. This newfound knowledge twists the family's inner sanctum, shifting the dynamics with the force of a tectonic plate. The once smooth veneer of unity now cracks to reveal the turbulent undercurrents of familial allegiance and betrayal. Faces that shared laughter turn downward in contemplation, eager to chart a course through this uncharted revelation. Sophie and Anne, armed with the Queen's prophetic guidance, recalibrate their strategies. Their eyes, steeled with resolve, seek not only to uphold a legacy, but to craft a future that honors the pages of that hidden letter. Armed with newfound insights, the path becomes clear yet fraught with new challenges. The stage is set for a final reckoning where truth and ambition collide. In the grand halls of the royal palace, where echoes of history reverberate against opulent marble and ancient tapestries, all roads now converge for a confrontation that will test the very fabric of the monarchy. Sophie and Anne, figures cloaked in determination and resolve, face Camilla, who stands emboldened by the gravity of her ambitions. The presence of pivotal figures amplifies the stakes, their eyes fixed, breaths held, as this confrontation unfurls like a tightly wound coil poised to spring. Words sharpen into weapons, delivered with the finesse and precision of queens and warriors, setting off a cascade of events that forever entangle the legacies at stake. Sophie steps into the center of this maelstrom with calculated poise, her voice weaving a tapestry of tradition and legacy, the Queen's cherished ideals brought vividly to life. Her appeal is not just to those gathered, but to the spirits of the past whose gazes seem to press upon the proceedings. She paints a picture of history cherished and honored, of preserving the dignity of a kingdom that has withstood the test of centuries. Her words are a plea and a demand, skillfully invoking the Queen's wishes, each syllable a thread connecting past, present, and future. Beside her, Anne's resolve is a palpable force, her emotions raw and resonant, speaking to an unbroken bond with the Queen that transcends tangible realities. Every word she utters reverberates with memories and moments steeped in affection and genuine connection. It's a tribute to the woman who guided her, a fervent reminder of the human heart that beats beneath the crown's weight. In her words, there is power and undeniable presence that stirs even the fiercest hearts to reconsider. But Camilla is not without her own fierce defense, her eyes flashing with the strength of her conviction. Her vision for the jewels, for her place in the chronicles of royal history, is bold and unyielding. She envisions new pathways, a reimagined legacy that dares to deviate from tradition. Her rhetoric is a declaration, tinged with the fire of innovation, burning defiantly against the shadow of convention that Sophie and Anne so fervently champion. She is a force, unapologetic in her aspirations and unwavering in her intent. As the tension thickens, buoyed by anticipation and the weight of expectation, the moment comes when evidence is placed bare, before all a decisive gambit meant to tip the scales irrevocably. The air crackles with suspense as intentions are laid as clear as day, the undercurrents of battle finally breaching the surface. Gasps ripple through the assembly, for this revelation is both a testament and a pivot. Empires may crumble, but truth, raw and undiluted, commands its own powerful claim. What follows is a decision, a climax in the truest sense, that tilts the axis of the royal family and reshapes its narrative. It is a moment that speaks to the voices of old yet answers, with echoes of new beginnings. As the dust begins to settle, the confrontation's reverberations reshape the contours of their world, setting a stage for paths less trodden and changes unforeseen, a poignant reminder that even in the grand march of time, it is moments like these that carve the future's course. As dust settles on the confrontation's aftermath, the echoes of this decisive moment resonate, setting the stage for new beginnings and unforeseen changes. In the quiet wake of conflict, the royal family begins to pick up the pieces. Legacies must be reimagined, trust rebuilt, and paths forward forged anew. How do the revelations and decisions of this dramatic episode shape the future of the monarchy? Amidst the calm, echoes of change reverberate, promising transformations both challenging and hopeful. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. As the dust of the conflict settles, Sophie stands at the crossroads of relief and reflection, her emotional tapestry woven with both the sorrow of what was nearly lost and the hope of a new beginning. With every turn of her thoughts, she navigates the seas of regret and relief, forging a path through the wreckage toward redemption. Anne, with her steadfast composure, finds herself in the quiet halls of retrospection, the burden of lessons hard learned etched upon her heart. Her unwavering commitment to tradition now mingles with an emerging consciousness of change, a recognition that the old must sometimes bend to let in light. Camilla, meanwhile, is the embodiment of renewal. The whispers of the past that haunted her steps now dissolve in the clarity of hindsight. The weight of responsibility she carries is now buoyed by a nascent hope, a hope spoken in silent resolutions and actions over words. Together, their reflections ripple through the broader monarchy like circles in a pond, prompting a re-evaluation of what was once seen as immutable. The royal court stands on the precipice of change, staring into the reflective depths of its traditions, weighing the vintage elegance of the past against the vibrant dynamism of the future. From gilded tapestries to the very manner of their graced steps, everything is under the lens, searching for harmony in the delicate dance between preserving heritage and embracing evolution. Beyond the palace walls, the court of public opinion watches closely. Voices rise and fall, a cacophony of judgment and support, each one shaping the pressure felt by those in power. It is a reminder, both gentle and harsh, that their duty is not only to their lineage, but to the people who look to them as figures of stability and strength. The way the monarchy chooses to respond is under scrutiny, a performance played out on the public stage, where empathy and understanding must meet tradition. Within the family, relationships shift like the turning of celestial bodies, realigning the constellation of influence in unpredictable patterns. Bonds once strained find threads of reconciliation. New power dynamics emerge as loyalties are tested and alliances are formed. The conflict has left an indelible mark, one that redefines their roles and reshapes their interactions, carving a path for what could come next. Their saga becomes not just a story of survival, but a testament to resilience, a legacy reimagined but not erased. The trials faced have inked lessons profound in their simplicity. That strength lies in vulnerability, that forward momentum can be derived from failure, and that aspirations for the future are kindled by the embers of the past. This is the enduring legacy they must carry, a reminder of what has been overcome and a beacon for what remains to be achieved. Yet amidst the evolution, questions linger. How will these events ink their mark on the annals of history? And what shadows will the future hold for those who dwell within the palace walls? Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.